Questions 1 to 4.
You will hear a conversation between Matthew and his mother.
Bye, Mum. See you later.
How are you getting to college? It's already 5 to 9. You've missed the bus. Are you going to walk?
No, I'm borrowing your car, remember?
Oh, Matthew, I need it today. If you want to borrow the car, you need to ask me several days before. Sorry, you're going to have to walk. It just isn't convenient today.
But I did ask you. We talked about it last week, don't you remember? I've promised to help Alan move all his books and things after my lecture today. He's moving to a new flat and his car's broken down. I've got to help him move his things. He can't stay in the old flat after today. I promised him.
All right, all right. Of course you must keep your promise. I remember now you did tell me, but I thought you said next Wednesday. You said the 9th. And that's next week when I'm in Birmingham for a meeting, so I shan't need the car.
I didn't ask for it next Wednesday. I've got an exam next Wednesday. I can't help Alan when I'm doing an exam, can I?
No, I suppose not. Well, I expect you're right. I didn't write it down, so it's my fault. Next time, we must both write it down and make sure we write down the same date.
OK. So, can I have it today? I need to go or I'll miss my lecture.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I need to be at work in half an hour.
Well, I'll give you a lift there on my way to college. How about that?
I suppose I haven't got much choice. Come on, then.
Questions 5 to 8.
You will hear a radio interview about indoor skydiving.
OK, now we come to our regular spot on extreme sports. And this week, our fearless reporter, Tom Walker, has been trying out something called indoor skydiving. And he's with me now. Tom, what's this all about?
Well, it's the same as skydiving. Jumping from an aeroplane and free-falling through the air without opening your parachute for some time, except that you do it in an indoor wind tunnel. And there's no plane and no parachute. And so I was told, no danger. So it gives you a taste of doing an extreme sport, but it isn't quite so extreme.
Right. Now, where did you do it?
I did it in a vertical wind tunnel at an adventure sports centre called Runway.
What exactly is a vertical wind tunnel?
Well, it's a tunnel that gets filled with air. The air is provided by 4 enormous industrial fans, of a kind that usually provide air for underground systems. These fans produce a column of air that rushes through the tunnel from below at more than 160 kilometres per hour. When you're in the tunnel, you float on this air. The machine has been described as being like an enormous hairdryer. It allows you to fly as if you had fallen from a plane, but you are only 2 metres off the ground.
And it's completely safe, is it?
Yes. There are bars across the top of the tunnel to stop you flying off, up and out of the tunnel. The tunnel is 4 metres wide and has glass walls. The only small problem you might have is that you keep bashing into these walls. But you're not really going to hurt yourself a lot by doing this. The only injuries you are likely to get are sore elbows and knees. In fact, it's so safe that the centre is open to anyone over the age of 4. In America, where the idea was invented by the military in 1994, pensioners in their 80s regularly have a go.
Questions 9 through 12.
You will hear the Director of Studies in an English language centre and a student representative talking about their self-access centre.
Hi, Yun. As you know, I've asked you here today to discuss the future of our self-access centre. We have to decide what we want to do about this very important resource for our English language students. So, can you tell me what the students think about this?
Well, from the students' point of view, we would like to keep it. The majority of students say that they enjoy using it because it provides a variation on the classroom routine, and they see it as a pretty major component of their course. But we would like to see some improvements to the equipment, particularly the computers. There aren't enough for one each at the moment, and we always have to share.
Well, yes, the teachers agree that it is a very valuable resource, but one thing we have noticed is that a lot of the students are using it to check their personal emails. We don't want to stop you students using it, but we think the computers should be used as a learning resource, not for emails. Some of us also think that we could benefit a lot more by relocating the Self-Access Centre to the main university library building. How do you think the students would feel about that, Yun?
Well, the library is big enough to incorporate the Self-Access Centre, but it wouldn't be like a class activity anymore. Our main worry would be not being able to go to a teacher for advice. I'm sure there would be plenty of things to do, but we really need teachers to help us choose the best activities.
Well, there would still be a teacher present and he or she would guide the activities of the students. We wouldn't just leave them to get on with it.
Yes, but I think the students would be much happier keeping the existing setup. They really like going to the Self-Access Centre with their teacher and staying together as a group to do activities. If we could just improve the resources and facilities, I think it would be fine.
This is the end of part 2.